They'll be like, yeah, trick, yeah!
If your mom got killed, you wouldn't call the police?
Not calling the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police if your mom got killed?
What are they gonna do? What am I calling for? How they help with me?
Well, they could potentially find the person who killed her, you know? Who killed her?
Why would I want to do that? Somebody killed my mom.
Yeah.
They'll be dead.
Corporations are people, my friend.
I like being able to fire people who provide services to me. I'm glad they're at Guantanamo. I don't want them on our soil. I want them in Guantanamo when they don't get the access to lawyers they get when they're on our soil. I don't want them in our prisons. I want them there. Some people have said we ought to close Guantanamo. My view is we ought to double Guantanamo.
When asked, do you follow NASCAR? His response was this.
Not as closely as some of the most ardent fans, but I have some great friends that are NASCAR team owners.
I'm not concerned about the very poor. We have a safety net there. I drive a Mustang and a Chevy pickup truck. Ann drives a couple of Cadillacs, actually.
Thank you, Governor Romney. That raises the question, if you were President of the United States, would you need to go to Congress to get authorization to take military action against Iran's nuclear facilities?
You sit down with your attorneys and tell you what you have to do, but obviously the President of the United States has to do what's in the best interest of the United States to protect us.
I'm just saying, you were for individual mandates, my friend.
You know what? You've raised that before, Rick, and you're simply wrong.
It was true then.
No.
It's true now.
Rick, I'll tell you what. $10,000? $10,000 bet?
I'm not in the betting business.
Massachusetts law prohibits carrying an animal on top of a car, even in a kennel, as cruel and inhuman. Do you really think
I wasn't familiar with that. In terms of Massachusetts law, love my dog. We've had a lot of dogs over the years. Love them. Seamus, as his name is, climbed up there all by himself, enjoyed his ride. And whether you're in the back of the pickup truck or in the rooftop carrier, it was a good ride. And all I can tell you is I didn't know that there was any problem with that in terms of the law. And he was a good friend of the family. We love our pets.
Well, I think I should also tell my story. I'm also unemployed.
I have muscular dystrophy that's completely against my DNA. I'm sorry to hear that. My question for you is, will you arrest me and my doctors if I get medical marijuana prescribed?
I'm not in favor of medical marijuana being.
So will you have me arrested? Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Will you please answer my question?
Will you have? Wait, are you not going to answer his question, Governor?
I think I have. I'm not.
No, he asked you if you were going to arrest him. He asked if you were going to arrest patients like him, Governor.
So we went to the company and we said, look, you can't have any illegals working on our property. I'm running for office, for Pete's sake. I can't have illegal.
I should love this state. This feels good, being back in Michigan. The trees are the right height.
The trees are the right height. I know what it's like to worry whether you're going to get fired. There were a couple of times I wondered whether I was going to get a pink slip.
Who let the dogs out?
I think people understand that I'm a man of steadiness.
But as a nation, we recognize the right of all people to believe as they want, and not to impose our beliefs on other people.
There should be a national standard, and my own view is that marriage is a relationship between a man and a woman.
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country.
I will preserve and protect a woman's right to choose.
And my personal beliefs, like the personal beliefs of other people, should not be brought into a political campaign.
And that I'm firmly pro-life.
But we will not force our beliefs on others on that matter. And you will not see me wavering on this.
What I'd like to do is to see Roe v. Wade overturned. Many years ago, I changed from being pro-choice to pro-life. I'm pleased with having been a solid pro-life governor. I don't think I've ever hired an illegal in my life. We hired a lawn company to mow our lawn, and they had illegal immigrants that were working there.
I'm not willing to sit back and say too bad for Michigan, too bad for the car industry.
That's exactly what I said. Let Detroit go bankrupt. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can be, and if you look at the literature or look at the dictionary, the term saw includes being aware of in the sense I've described. It's a figure of speech and very familiar, and it's very common. And I saw my dad march with Martin Luther King. I did not see it with my own eyes, but I saw him in the sense of being aware of his participation in that great effort.
Rubio is being debated, I believe, later this week, that deals with banning or allowing employers to ban providing female contraception. Have you taken a position on it? He's said he was for that. We'll talk about personhood in a second, but he's for that. Have you taken a position on that?
I'm not for that.
I didn't understand his question. Of course I support the Blunt Amendment. I thought he was talking about some state law that prevented people from getting contraception. I thought it was some Ohio legislation where employers were prevented from providing contraceptives. And so I talked about contraceptives and so forth. So I really misunderstood the question.
I believe, based on what I read, that the world is getting warmer. And number two, I believe that humans contribute to that. So the idea of America spending massive amounts, trillions of dollars to somehow stop global warming is not a great idea.
And so I think it's important for us to reduce our emissions of pollutants, of greenhouse gases, that may well be significant contributors to the climate change and the global warming that you're seeing.
Able to put in place a plan that helped get health insurance premiums down and gets all of our citizens insured. If we can do that nationally, we help not only Michigan and the auto industry, but the entire nation. And I said, no, this is something that was crafted for Massachusetts. It would be wrong to adopt this as a nation.
You're against same-sex marriage, now you're for it. You defended President Obama's immigration policies, now you say they're too harsh. You supported his trade deal dozens of times, you even called it the gold standard. Now suddenly last week, you're against it. Will you say anything to get elected?
Well, actually, I have been very consistent over the course of my entire life. I have always fought for the same values and principles.
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage? No. Okay.
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman. I have not supported same-sex marriage. I have supported civil partnerships and contractual relationships.
I support marriage for lesbian and gay couples. I support it personally and as a matter of policy and law.
So you're saying your opinion on gay marriage changed, or you changed your mind?
You know, I have to say, I think you are being very persistent, but you are playing with my words and playing with what is such an
I'm just trying to clarify
issue.
So I can understand.
No, I don't think you are trying to clarify. I think you're trying to say that, you know, I used to be opposed and now I'm in favor and I did it for political reasons, and that's just flat wrong. So let me just state what I feel like you are implying and repudiate it. I have a strong record. I have a great commitment to this issue, and I am proud of what I've done and the progress we're making.
No, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I just want to clarify what I was saying. No, I was saying that you maybe really believed this all along, but, you know, believed in gay marriage all along, but felt for political reasons America wasn't ready yet and you couldn't say it. That's what I was thinking.
No, that is not true. It really is great how long you've supported gay marriage.
Yes.
I could have supported it sooner. Well, you did it pretty soon. Yeah. Could have been sooner. Fair point.
Just in July, New Hampshire, you told the crowd you, quote, take a backseat to no one when it comes to progressive values.
I take a backseat to no one when you look at my record and standing up and fighting for progressive values.
Last month in Ohio, you said you plead guilty to, quote, being kind of moderate and center. Do you change your political identity based on who you're talking to?
No, I think that, like most people that I know, I have a range of views, but they are rooted in my values and my experience.
You know, I get accused of being kind of moderate and center. I plead guilty.
Just for the record, are you a progressive or are you a moderate?
I'm a progressive.
Going through the emails, there were over 60,000 in total sent and received. About half were work-related and went to the State Department, and about half were personal, that were not in any way related to my work.
When you speak to the public, you say, I turned over everything. That's, for the most part, a direct quote. When you talk to the public, you say, I turned over everything.
90 to 95% of my work-related emails were in the state system. If they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to.
You know what? That is maybe the 10th time you have cited that figure today.
It is.
And I have not heard anyone other than you ever cite that figure. Who told you that 90 to 95% of your emails were in the State Department system? Who told you that?
We learned that from the State Department in their analysis of the emails that were already on the system.
The Inspector General report found that less than 1% of State Department emails, record emails, were captured. So they give a number of less than 1%, and you give a number of 90%.
I have absolute confidence that everything that could be in any way connected to work is now in the possession of the State Department.
This pile represents the emails that you sent or received about Libya in 2011, from February through December of 2011. This pile represents the emails you sent or received from early 2012 until the day of the attack. There are 795 emails in this pile. We've counted them. There are 67 emails in this pile in 2012. And I'm troubled by what I see here. I can only conclude by your own records that there was a lack of interest in Libya in 2012.
The server contains personal communications from my husband and me.
Only time I got on the internet, I did 2 emails, and I ordered Christmas presents from a reservation. Otherwise, I found people said embarrassing things on emails. I didn't want to be one of them.